Talking wedding flowers, that's why we have that music playing. Nichole from Petal Pusher is here, and we know that you like to work with feathers and succulents, and you have some great pictures on your blog. I was checking it out yesterday. But we're going to talk about some new trends right now too. And romance is back?
It's starting to come back, yeah. A little bit of a kind of Victorian romantic. It's got a little vintage feel to it, which makes it a little more updated, which sounds ironic, vintage updated, but it's a little fresher.
I like it. We're going to go with it. Vintage updated. Can we start with this? Because that is just a great idea for a keepsake.
A beautiful little corsage for mom. We get so many moms who come in and say, I don't want something big. I don't want it to be heavy. So what we're starting to see now is incorporating more of a jewelry focus. It's got that beautiful little vintage pin worked into it. It can be something that's been in the family for a while that mom wants to wear on a very special occasion. It can be a gift presented to mom from the bride as a surprise and incorporated into her corsage for this very special day, and then something she always has. Yeah.
And speaking of that, in the bouquet, what am I seeing in there?
That's another vintage pin in there as well. We get a lot of brides that want to incorporate something that's been in their family. And it can be a pin, it can be a pair of earrings, a ring, I mean really anything we can work with. Or a hanky.
Oh, and look at how this
has the succulents in it, which as you mentioned, I love.
Oh, right there, you see right there.
Yep, and then it's got rose hips, which gives it a little bit more of an earthy feel. In Victorian times, they were really interested in the natural world, so you want things that don't feel too perfect. It's got to feel a little more natural. And then we've got the rosebuds tied into that beautiful pleated ribbon, which was also a really popular look of that time.
So is this what's smelling so good right now, too?
The English garden roses in there will do it every time.
Okay, and
these are little terrariums, also a really popular look in Victorian times. A little spin on it in that they're not truly planted, they're done with fresh flowers. Simple to put together and doesn't take a lot of materials, but the containers make them so elegant for centerpieces or to mark special occasions.
Well, I would hope that would be a wedding where the guests get to take one home. Okay, now this I love. I love birch bark, and you've incorporated it so elegantly.
Yeah, this is kind of the opposite sort of feel of that. A little bit more rustic, a little more natural, incorporating the birch bark and playing off that really popular gray and yellow color scheme that we are seeing so much of. In this one, the bouquet, we've actually used birch bark as the wrap, which is a really fun way to incorporate it, and it's held with pearl pins that just reminds you it's a bridal bouquet.
And this is simple, but
so simple.
Such a nice statement.
Yep, just the birch bark, and then we added the band of yellow ribbon to keep that yellow coming through and wrapped it with a little twine.
How did you do this?
Those are actual containers. So many companies now are making birch bark containers and pots and things. So we've just added a few fresh flowers. I think the fun of that look is to make them all different. You don't want every table to be cookie cutter the same. You want it to feel natural and everything a little varied, so you can use a lot of materials you might find in the yard and that sort of thing and have some fun with them.
I love that idea. The little boutonniere is right there in front, and it even has a little birch bark on there.
Yeah, well, we couldn't leave anything birchless once we got started with this, so it's everywhere.
And then we have birds and butterflies to finish it out. Let's talk about this piece right here.
That's in another birch pot. That's just a houseplant using that yellow tone that we've been using and the little bird sitting in there bringing in the yellow. Again, a great thing guests can take home at the end, really feels natural and environmentally friendly, of course.
And this, you just go in the backyard and clip some branches and add some
birch,
butterflies.
Of course.
Birch, right.
And then we added some butterflies, a great look to bring in a little height on some of the tables, and again, so simple to put together.
When do people start planning their weddings?
Usually
a year in advance?
Yes, that's usually when they start talking with us, but it's not uncommon for reception halls and ceremony locations to book out well beyond that.
All right, or if you have some last-minute needs for a party, you know who to call. Nichole Campbell from Petal Pusher. She has a blog too on their website. Go to fox11online.com, click on Good Day Wisconsin. We added the links right there for you, and this is just beautiful. Thanks, Nichole.
Thank you.